Welcome back to the Hitting the Turnbuckle podcast, season finale day of NWA.
Woohoo!
And they're not taking a break though. It's just a season finale. Then we move into looks that kill. And as you can see, for those of you that are on YouTube, for those of you that are on Spotify, you can't see. But my co-host, Miss Fiona Lochran, is on location today. Fee, where are you?
I am indeed. I am in London. I'm at Heathrow right now. Today is the first day of our little three-night shows with Inside the Ropes and Jim Ross. So I am in London. Yeah, in a very fancy Marriott hotel. So no turquoise sofa in the background, as you can see. So yeah, it got down last night. Molly's here with me. She's just having a breakfast just now. Going to meet up with Kenny and the rest of the team later on this afternoon. So we are at the Dome tonight. Looking forward to it. Looking forward to catching up with Jim as well. Should be good.
It will be good indeed. And for those of you that are going, enjoy yourselves. They're a great team. If it's your first Inside the Ropes experience, you're gonna love it. They're always great shows. So make sure
Absolutely.
if you do get down to see a few days, then do so. But yes, you're right, Fee. No turquoise sofa, no cat. So-
No cat. I know what's going on.
no cat today. But right, season finale. Quite a lot to get into. So we're going to try and
It,
compact this down because Fee's a busy
it,
lady today.
it's all right. I was just going to say, it feels like it's been a really long season though. Like the Salmon matches and what's happened after Salmon with the taping must have been like a hell of a long day because I feel like this has gone on and on and on, and they've crammed so much into it.
Yeah, they did. I don't even remember the season finale of the last season.
No, I know it's nuts.
Anyway, the first thing that started this week was one of your favorite things. It was as a good old fashioned meat slapper
Yes, I love
between
it.
between Birchill and Baba Thunder. First time we've seen that Baba Thunder.
Holy shit, man, he's huge.
He's 7 foot tall. He is literally a fridge.
What,
Like
7 foot, 350 pounds or something like that?
it was around something like that. And
He's
Birchill's
a
not
big
small.
lad. He's not. He's really not. But I enjoyed this one.
It was an absolute meat fest. I mean, they were just throwing, well, say they were throwing each other around. Baba Thunder was throwing Birchill around like a cruiserweight.
Yeah. Yeah, yeah.
And it was quite funny. And then it got to a point in this match where I don't know if Baba Thunder knew the rules, but he just kept that hold going on the ropes, and the ref was counting. And then he literally shoves the ref
It
out.
was Kev. It was Kev Keenan, wasn't it?
Yes, it was. Yeah, and he got
So obviously you never put your hands on the ref. That's never going to end well if you do that. So, and of course it didn't end well for Baba in that sense.
it didn't in that sense, no, because the ref did throw. Once the ref managed to come to his senses and remember that he's in a match, he threw that match out. But
And then your boy appears.
I was waiting for you to say that. And to be fair to Mondo, and that's Mike Mondo for everyone that hasn't watched before. To be fair to Mondo, though, he's not like he's small, but he's like jacked as well.
I messaged you watching that match, right? Gulliver's Travels. He looked like a Lilliputian next next to Baba. He looked so small, like almost like a kid next to Baba, which was nuts. But now we know kind of really what Burchell's intentions are. He did say the other week he had his eye on someone, and it
Yeah.
looks very, very clear that Burchell was that man.
Yeah, Mondo did say he had somebody that he had his eyes on, and yes, you're right. And I believe those two are facing at looks that kill.
That'll be a fun match. That's the kind of shit I'm here for.
But then you wonder because Baba Thunder was quite it looked like he looked quite surprised that Mondo had got in the ring. I
Yeah,
don't
potential tag team partners on a match down the line as well, if that's the case. They didn't look like there was any animosity between the two of them.
know.
So,
It gives me Sean and Diesel vibes. Yeah.
yeah, only a
Although,
slightly bigger height difference.
yeah, and obviously the Shawn Michaels of now with no hair compared to the Shawn Michaels of old
This is true.
with the ponytail. Anyway, but that was an interesting start to Power. And then, of course, we come down to the Overman himself. When he talks, everybody
Everybody
listens.
listens. Yeah, without
Exactly
a doubt.
that. And he said that he was the true power of NWA, and it wasn't Camille that made Latimer champion. It wasn't Latimer that made Latimer champion. It was himself that made
I
Latimer.
mean, guy's got an ego, and let's be honest, he did lead the company for a long time. So I kind of get where he's coming from, but Tom's Tom doesn't need EC3 to elevate him like that.
No.
Not in my opinion, anyway.
Certainly doesn't. I mean, he was saying that he mentioned that he was a cross between if Alexander the Great and Ric Flair had a baby. Uh,
I know that popped for that. I was like, that's quite funny, actually.
I,
Complete with a ooh in the middle as well.
there's no chance of me doing that woo. I
No,
can't.
that's why that was all you got from me
Certainly
there.
not with you in a hotel that's probably got people eating the last
All
thing.
right, I've got earphones in. No one will hear you.
Okay. Woo! There you go. There you go. There we go. I tried. Look. Anyway, he did also say that when he looks when Latimer looks him in the eye, the Overman will become the Overlord.
Yes, Sith vibes going on there.
Yeah, indeed. And he was
Yeah,
wearing the Exodus Pro tracksuit.
got to represent his brand, hasn't he?
Well, the Exodus 6 as well. Let's not forget that. Let's not forget.
Yeah, it'd be interesting to see when they show up next.
Well, they'll be locked inside a steel cage at looks that kill that we know about now, so that should prevent it. Mm.
Yeah, well, should.
Should.
We've all seen cage matches before. Let's
Yeah,
just leave it at
yeah,
that.
exactly that. We're not accustomed. Very much accustomed to a steel cage match in the not WWE in the NWA. Sorry, and
Or
we
just
know.
in wrestling in
Well, in
general.
wrestling in
Yeah.
general, yeah, but it'd be my first time I've seen one in the NWA though. I don't think I've seen a cage match yet.
Yeah, we haven't. This will be our first ones. So
First
that's
two.
cool.
First two.
Yes.
When we can look at that, we'll get into that in a minute. First lot of tag team matches up next. BFT was in action against Grace Allen and Nick Jean. I think those are names of the two.
Yeah, I'm really sorry. I don't have my notes with me because I left them in Glasgow, so I can't even like confirm or whatever. So I'm doing this off the cuff today. So sorry, my bad.
Amateurs, people. Never work with children, or was it kids and animals, or Fiona in this case. Um,
How very dare you?
I'm only messing. But it was like, yeah, I mean, I got it right. Look, BFT weren't getting paid by the hour in this one.
Mm-mm.
They were after. They seem to have a bit of since losing the titles, I think they're a bit angry, shall we say?
Ah, no, yeah, a little tap on the shoulder, maybe, whatever.
Little chip.
Aaron and his. Oh, is he wearing his not his counterfeit suit? I was laughing at that. They were talking about Aaron's like 5 or 7 thousand or however many
ten
$1,000 suit it
thousand
was.
dollar shirt
But the one,
jacket.
but the one that he was wearing this week was the second one, which was only like half the price. Aaron's hilarious.
He's brilliant, and in fact, I think if Billy had sort of not saying he's not down with the kids, but he could have said it was a Timo version of a jacket, which may have been a bit more. But anyway, I mean, this BFT got the drop kick. I love it. I love that as a
Ah,
finish.
it's so straight, man. So straight.
This is one of the reasons why I do love NWA is the drop kick victory for it was I think it was Damage. I think he pulled the leg out or Carnage, one of the two, pulled the leg out, and then the other one just hit this drop kick.
It
Missed the
was beautiful.
and bearing in mind that BFT are not small guys, we're talking probably
Mm.
close to 300 pounds a piece. Um, so they get some height on their drop kicks as well. That is
Yeah, it was a glorious thing to watch.
glorious thing to watch. But I'm gonna
Probably not glorious to be on the receiving end of, but ew.
Oh no, no, you didn't want to be on the receiving end of one of those drop kicks. That's a given. But I was going to say, and I was saying I was actually thinking about on my drive home yesterday from work. The we were talking. We always sort of wax lyrical a lot about the NWA, but I think I found the weak spot right now of the NWA, and it's fresh
Okay.
faces. It's fresh faces in the both tag divisions. We kind of hit on the women's one recently. And if you think about it
Hmm.
now, La Rosa Negra and Rufy have split. We did have Rekka Tahara and Tiffany Nieves, but Rekka got injured. Pretty
Yeah,
Empowered are kind of there and they team when they want to be. The It Girls are tag champs, but one of Ella's left.
Ella's left on the day. Yeah,
And then we've got CJ and that coming back, and we've got that new team that we mentioned that are debuting on Looks That Kill. And if you look at the men's side of things, it's generally the same people. Yes, we saw the Rewind Society this week for the second time. It's
yeah.
the first time that we've seen sort of Grace and Nick together as a team. But when you look at it, like, yes, the Colognes have come in, great acquisition.
Hmm.
Hopefully, we see more of those. I just feel that we need some sort of fresh people because it seems like recycling old feuds every now and again. So it'd be good to see some new blood in there.
Yeah, I think maybe what they're doing is obviously they're bringing in local talent to
Yeah,
give local talent a spot to shine, which is great. But when they move on to the next town, that local talent's not there, and it's new local talent they're bringing in. So there's maybe not that level of consistency
yeah,
other than the regular roster members. So you might like see a tag match that's maybe, I don't know, a squash match for a couple of minutes, and then you're not really going to see these guys again
yeah,
until they roll into town again, potentially. So it's, I mean, the solid, the roster tag division, particularly for the men's teams, is solid.
yeah,
But
yeah.
yeah, I kind of get where you're coming from on that point.
Just like to see some new people. I mean, obviously the Crockett Cup will be here at some point as well. I mean, last year we had the Samoans. I think TNT Devon's kids were in it last year, but we've never
Yeah,
seen them after that. That
yeah,
was it, and it was like, I could do with some fresh faces in that division.
yeah,
That's basically
definitely.
that's what I was hinting at. Anyway, we're going to from tag team to six man or five guys and an old guy in this case.
The
It was
Country Joes.
the Country Joes, Casey, AJ, and Joe. They were going against, I got it now, VHS, Sammy
hmm
C, Rewind Society, and Christian Anderson, who I don't think I've seen
I
before.
don't know. No, I don't know who that was. Now,
And
Rewind Society we've seen before.
yes,
VHS, I had VHS has been around the NWA for a couple of years. I saw him in Tampa in 2003,
mhm.
but at the tapings there. So he has been around for a while, but
2003.
intermittently, 2023, sorry. Look, I'm tired. Okay, give us a break.
Jet lag from Glasgow to London, ladies and
Yeah,
gentlemen.
that's
It
that.
works.
That whole big time difference of like 20 seconds or something.
Well, you go from old age to new age, right? From Glasgow.
No comment.
But anyway, the country gentlemen again, they weren't getting paid by the hour. They jump started this one.
They
Jokers
did.
what got me through in this. I was laughing so much at Joker's Arna getting undressed so
As the
slowly.
match is going on, yeah.
He was literally in like a three-piece hat on, and he's
He comes out in his full white suit and he looks angelic. And I was just like, what, is he actually going to wrestle?
he,
But he played his part.
he did. AJ showing his freakish strength in this as well. I mean,
Bubblegum. I still want to know where that comes from.
he did. Deals did mention it. I did ask him, didn't he? And he did respond to it
I can't remember.
on X. Casey, yeah, bubblegum, and he called him a jizzle, right? Did I hear that right?
Just don't even go there.
Too early in the morning, guys. It is the morning when we're recording this as well, just so everyone's aware. Anyway, there was a bit where Christian Anderson did actually try to punch Joe Kazana, and he got
Don't put your hands on dad.
no, don't put your hand because he got decapitated in many ways with a power bomb clothesline type combo finish from
Yeah.
AJ and Casey, and that won that match. But then it
Well,
all kicked off.
Joe got the pin.
Yes,
Just
of
like to
course.
point out, that's why I say Joe's contribution to the match was to give it the old foot on the chest, and I won. So he got the pin.
And then for me, though, it kind of got a bit confusing at this point because the Country Joes are heels. That's, well, I assume. The Slime Balls come in at this point, and their tag team partner come out, who was Carson Drake, who's a really heel. He's a big heel in the NWA. So I was like, okay, what's going on here, kind of thing. Like, well, why is this happening? And then they set up their tornado tag after a bit of a to and fro on the microphone, and then that match started. And then there was the KC shuffle in this as well,
There
which
was, yeah,
was good. There was a balls to the face I put on this. There was, right?
there was, there
Did
was.
they or did they not?
There was a lot of shenanigans in this match.
There was a
Well,
lot.
this is what you would expect with the slime balls.
Yeah. And then Carson doing his dance. And then at one point, he had a chain. They had the book, Joe Kazana. And then Carson and that went outside. He pulled the slime balls
He
outside.
spat the dummy because I
He did.
think he knew he was in trouble.
Probably. And then he then said, basically, they smell of alcohol and that they're not going to continue this match, which is fine. But it was like, so are they heels? Are they faces? Are the Country Joes heels or faces? What
I don't know.
I was at this point, I was lost in like what's going on. Heel program, I don't mind it, but it was like I didn't. I was all over the place a little
Yeah.
bit with it. But
Yeah, I don't know. Obviously, yeah, I think the slime balls and Carson Drake teaming up is a little bit of a strange one for me.
yeah, I didn't get it.
But I kind of don't want to see the slime balls turn heel.
I thought they were.
I,
That's
well, I
what.
don't know. Are they? See, I'm. But then obviously they're with Carson, and I don't know. I get where you're coming from. It was a little bit
And if I'm right in saying it looks that kill, it's the Country Joes against the Slime Balls and a mystery partner, which kind of
which would suggest that that would potentially be something Steve.
yes. Well, you would, and but he's got a match, has he not?
I don't know.
Can't remember. I can't remember. I'd have to look back through notes which are in another book, not in Glasgow, in this case.
Sorry.
I'm only messing. Nieves was next as a bit of a backstage promo bit piece when she was basically saying that Markova's in the way. She had it all set up for Markova. She ruined it. Now she's in the
I
way.
like this because it kind of went back to the beginning of the story. So it was
Yes.
kind of a recap of how they got to this position. So I actually like that because I was like, if people didn't know in 90 seconds or whatever, they now know why they're going to be in a steel cage because
Yeah.
they've gone through it all. So I like that actually. I thought that was pretty smart. I thought that was a smart move.
And I think we need to see, I actually read this written, and I think we need to see more of that because of the way NWA tapes stuff. We'll see something in maybe week one of a season, and then it will go to a pay-per-view, and they'll be having a match that something had happened in week one that we get to a match at Samhain or at Hard Times or
Yeah.
whatever. But we don't always see. Sometimes they do that nice cold video open, which they haven't done
They
recently.
haven't done for a little while, yeah.
No, but other times they don't, and you have to think, oh, how did this matter? And then you kind of think, oh yeah, that's how it come. But if you're new and you're like, well, how does this happen? So more
Yeah.
of that because I like that. They need to do more of that. I think, in
No,
my opinion.
absolutely.
But then we get to a really great match. I love this. Hunter Drake against AT, non-title. So there's another non-title match, but we need again. We said this last week with Kerry Morton and how you forgot how good he was as a single, and
Yeah.
because we haven't seen. I mean, Alex did. I'm sure he went against Alex Misery. I'm sure it was Misery that he took on earlier. Like going back.
Way back.
Yeah, for the title. You don't know how good that he is, but I look at Hunter Drake right now, and I think he's a future superstar.
I'm impressed with them.
Mm.
Not going to pretend I'm not. I am definitely impressed with them. I thought this match was great. I thought they were really evenly matched up. And at one point, he really looked like he was getting the best of AT.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
then AT obviously kicks it up a notch and kicks it into championship mode, which is what he is. And yeah,
Well, he ended up getting the job done eventually because Hunter Drake probably went to the top rope one too many times. I think that's a
and stayed up for a few seconds too long as well.
oh yeah, and he missed that 450 splash, and then there was a massive lariat which followed up by the green whistle, which is still one of the best finishing names in wrestling to get the win. But Hunter, if I'm right, he is KFW Crossfire. I'm
He is, yeah.
Crossfire.
And he was one of the ones that Kensley had told us to keep an eye on, wasn't he?
Yeah, and I can't remember if I'm going to keep forgetting this. Was it him that got ID'd by the WWE?
I can't
Can't
remember.
remember.
I have no notes to check.
Oh yeah, that's right. She doesn't. No, yeah, I can't remember either, to be honest, and I should know, but I can't remember either. But I'm pretty sure that he was. But you can see why if it is because
Yeah,
he is that good. Then we go to our good friend, and now I can actually announce this properly now. Hollywood Haley J was next. Now we did say this last week that the interview with Hollywood got corrupt. The files got corrupt. I reached out to Haley last week, and thankfully next month, February, we will be re-sitting down with Haley. So big thanks to Haley
good.
for not having a moan and actually being quite all right about it, and just saying, no
Yeah,
problem.
she's sound.
Yeah, we'll be back.
Which is
But
a shame because that interview was class.
oh,
I
I love
loved
that.
it. So
I thought it was great. It was, you know what? It was because I did. It was one of the first interviews, and I started to do it more often now, where I don't. upload it straight away. I just left it, and I should have just
Yeah,
uploaded it, but that's my bad.
I
That's
will.
something. What do you mean you agree? Did you
No,
just
I
say?
said I will. No,
Oh,
I
I
said
thought you
I
said
will.
you agree. I was like, oh,
No, Jesus.
well, anyway, but she was saying that, she's got Kenzie Page and that Kenzie was handed everything. Her dad was a promoter. She's got a sister there if she needs her. She's basically got everything handed to her, whereas Haley J takes everything. And she's going to take the women's title, it looks to kill.
I'm looking forward to seeing that match.
Me too. I will say my one gripe this week was that there was no women's matches on the show.
Okay,
And I like the women's roster so good. And I think we should see it every week. But I
that's
know
a
we
fair
saw
right.
two interviews, of course, but it's not the same as having them in the ring action and
No,
how good they are. So, but yeah, she said that Kenzie was handed everything, but she will take it at looks that kill. So we will find out. I gather at some point, maybe next week. We don't know. Nothing was announced for next week.
no, we don't. We just know it's starting. So.
All I would say from everybody is when the last match finishes, don't switch off power. We'll get to it in a minute. We will get to it in a second. But anyway, the main event was next, and it was Alex Misery. It was Alex Lev, and it was quite interesting. Me and you had quite a funny exchange about this. The loser had to serve one another, and we wasn't quite sure about this.
What exactly does that mean?
Well, we found out now during this
Oh
match.
yeah.
If you had your notes, you'd know. We we were found out that we found out that basically what Billy was saying on comms was that they both wanted to lead and the other one wanted kept saying to the other one to follow. So the winner
Yeah.
of this match would be the leader of them two as a team, I'm guessing, and the other one follows. That was it. But these two, I mean, I like the fact that he got given a good bit of time. These
Yeah.
are very talented people. I think they go under the radar. A lot of some of these ones, even in the NWA, because you got the EC3s, the Latimers, the Kerrys, the Taylors and the Silas Masons. You sometimes don't, you don't always remember these two, but they left it in the ring. These two in this week.
Paid of spooky bastards, the two of them.
There's me going, yeah, they're talented. They go under the
They
radar.
are though. They're
Bastards.
spooky.
That's what, yeah.
Spooky bastards. Yeah.
But look, it was a really great match in all fair. Really quick pace as well on this. Um, I really enjoyed it. I thought it was. I could see it. Them two as a team could be interesting.
Yeah, very much so. They were dead evenly matched, and there was several kind of two counts on each of them as well,
Yeah.
which shows you how kind of similar they are in their abilities and stuff like that. One of them wasn't way above the other sort of thing. So
No, it was very close. Very. It's just a great match. Great main event. Quite interesting to see that in the main event. I wouldn't have necessarily maybe. I don't know really. When you look at the card, you could have probably maybe had the country gentleman in there. Well, it wasn't the
yeah,
main segment. There was another
I
segment.
didn't ex I didn't expect to see that as the main either. So
No.
it's quite nice that they get that little chance to shine.
It was, and they did shine. They took it, by the way, as well. And I think it was like a tombstone thing from Misery picks up the win. So he's going to lead the group with Lev. Correct me if I'm wrong. Is it not Lev and Gags with Mask versus Hair that looks that kill? I'm
Yes,
certain it is,
I'm
right?
pretty sure it is.
I wonder if Misery had anything to do with it now looking at it. But we said it was the main event, but it wasn't the end part of Power. We did then have a face-off between Silas and Brian Idol, who um, this was
And
like,
Kyle, let's be honest, Kyle played his little part in this one.
of course he did. Of course he did. Obviously, for those you don't know, took the thrill ride. He was beaten up by the Southern Six. Idol come to his
Brian came to
rescue.
the rescue. Yeah,
Yeah. There was a couple of bits in here when Silas said to Idol, "The only needles you've got are in your ass."
I popped for that.
I was like, "Whoa!" Like, we're going there, like, And then he
Yeah,
was,
he's good on the mic. He's good
oh,
on the mic. Like he doesn't hold his punches when he gets on the mic, which is funny because I love it. I love that old school. Just go for the jugular.
oh mate, I actually like. I was sort of sitting there going, did he really like? I mean, it's NWA for Christ's sake. I shouldn't be.
That's it, right. Well, what I will say is, if you follow Silas Mason on social media and look at his Instagram stories and stuff like that, he doesn't give a shit.
No, And you certainly
If
proved
you look at his social media, you will see that anything that comes out of his mouth is not surprising. Like, don't be surprised by anything.
no, don't be. What you see is definitely what you get with him. That's for sure. It also said that Idol had no balls in this. That's here's what it is. But if you
That
swing,
can neither be confirmed nor denied.
no, not by us anyway. And then he sort of said if you swing at the king, you better not miss on this. And then obviously he goes on with Kyle, starts saying to Kyle to apologize, to get on his knees. Kyle was like, "Look, I'm going to be the bigger man here. The best man will win."
Yeah,
Nice one.
which I was kind of like, okay. But what I did notice is Brian was so over by that studio crowd. They were loving him. They were
Oh,
chanting his name and everything. So, and he was very much, well, all the stuff I've done, like we all know it's quite clear that Brian's involved behind the scenes with NWA now and in terms of locations and ticket sales and all that stuff, which is great. But and he very much made that point that he's worked his ass off to get NWA to where they are now. And the fans seem to be like, yes, and they were like proper shouting his name and stuff. So they're definitely behind him.
yeah.
I
That seems.
think he made the point that people were sick of the Southern Six and things like that, kind of coming in and bullying everyone and stuff. And the way the fans reacted kind of reiterated that to me. I'm not sick of the Southern Six. I love watching them batter folk.
I was going to say that there may be a minority here. I enjoy the Southern Six. I really do enjoy, but it was a really unfortunately with this one we kind of know the match doesn't last too long at Looks That Kill due to injury. So I'm hoping that they do run it back because the way that it ended like that had the big fight feel to it, which they don't
Yeah, which
always
I
do at
nice
NWA. It's a lot.
they don't. So it was quite. I mean, obviously they'll have spots with Kyle and people talking about the matches and stuff, but that whole face-off thing, I was like, yeah, this is good. I like this.
Indeed. And just when you think Power couldn't get any more better than that, and you think it's over, we've seen Daisy Kill on the ukulele and the guitar.
Of
We've
course we have.
we've seen what you're gonna do from the Immortals. Take it away, Fee. What do we get after that?
We get Trevor. Trevor, bless his wee coat and socks. And you know, I can't even remember the line that he used, so you're gonna have to remind me. But I just remember screaming with laughter. It was glorious.
Was it the end line?
Tre- yeah,
Hold on.
Trevor and Smalls and Trevor. I was about to say Trevor and Smalls and Murdoch. Trevor and Smalls and Knox. Trevor having a wee sing song to see the show out. Oh, beautiful. More, please.
Bear with me. I'm gonna try and find it very, very quickly.
Something about farts, I think, rings a bell.
Yeah, I'm listening to it right now. Daisy Kill reminds me of a fart. I think it was the end line from Trevor Murdoch that
Go on, Trev.
serenaded us off the air this week on NWA.
Glorious.
I can't. Do you
I
know
love
what?
it.
I want to see Gags serenade us off of
Oh,
NW
go away.
or someone like that. Someone like Gags or
How can Gag sing when his mouth's zipped up?
oh he unzips it.
Nope.
He can hum it.
Nope. Get Gags in the bin.
Bags in the bin. Well, look, that wraps up this week's NWA Power. But like you said, Fee, you are busy at the moment. We got 3 days with the wonderful guys at Inside the Ropes ahead of you.
I'm so excited.
It should
I
be
have
a
like
blast.
it's 10:15 in the morning. I have a little bit of time to kill. I go for a swim actually. I'm gonna go and get my stuff together, pop up my car, and then I'll get JR in a few hours' time. So I've got quite a chill day today, which is nice.
Quite a chilled
Until
one.
the show, until the show anyway.
Until you get
I just
there.
need until I get there, and then it'll be busy. But you're in for an absolute treat. Obviously, Jim's got a new book that's been out fairly recently. We have worked with him. We've done several shows with Jim in
Yes.
the past before, but obviously not since he's been at AEW. So we've got lots of new things to talk about. So I'm looking forward to seeing what Kenny has to say, whether Kenny has a hangover or not after his birthday yesterday. Remains to
Yes.
be seen.
Happy 40th, Kenneth. I hope you've had a wonderful day. Ask JR about CM Punk.
Oh, I'm sure that will come up at some point.
It probably will, but I'm only
Yeah.
joking. In terms of these shows, guys, if you are going to it, you're gonna have an amazing show. The Inside the Ropes put on some incredible events. I've witnessed them in the
Yeah.
past. Go,
And just to say as well, we've had a venue change for Manchester.
you have.
I actually only found out about it yesterday, because I wasn't paying attention. So we've moved and we're actually at the Fairfield Club in Manchester tomorrow, which is Thursday night now. No, tomorrow's
Friday.
Friday. I'm so confused. Friday, we're at the Fairfield Club in Manchester. So there's been a venue change. So just make sure you're taking note of that if you're
It's
to
not like
tomorrow
I wasn't doing your job for you the other day and said it like 2 days ago when it was announced or anything like
night.
that.
Just yeah,
No, to be
it's
fair,
fine.
I did put Glasgow instead of Manchester. Had to be corrected by somebody on it. But look, guys, honestly, have a wonderful few days. I'm sure we'll catch up
Thank
via
you.
text. And look, next week is Looks That Kill, which leaves me with one
Yay, I'm
question.
excited.
So, which leaves me with one question though. Shall we do this again next week?
Absolutely.
Brilliant.
And
Well,
by
until
then, the Tampa tapings will have taken place as well because NWA are in Tampa on Sunday. So
they are indeed on Tampa this Sunday, taping NWA Power. They're going to be at Hard Times very soon as well, but we'll be
I'm
back.
still figuring out how to get there.
You're in a
I'm
bus
working on
or
it.
like
I'll
hitchhiking.
get it. I have a ticket. I will be there. I am like, we'll
Wear
figure
this.
something out.
Wear
I
this.
will take my shirt.
Right, good. Until then, everybody, we're back at Looks That Kill. She has been the wonderful Fiona Lockran. I have been Adam Cousins, and you have been watching the Hitting the Turnbuckle podcast. And until next time, everybody, buckle down, stay safe. Goodbye.